Court grants bail of 70,000 Ghana cedis to Imoru governor and 8 others of the Stop Galamsey protesters. And to me, this is kind of like a ploy to divert attention from the subject matter. And notwithstanding, if you are a young guy who is part of this people, the question is, are you going to be the one calling your families to come and pay these 70,000 Ghana cedis? Or there will be a political party somewhere who would pay the money indirectly on your behalf? This, to me, is where everything gets critical. You ask yourself, are you really fighting for a good cause, or you are just played by some two political parties who have no emotions or humanity in their hearts other than their personal gains? If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell button so that you get notified whenever we post any videos. If you want to buy land in Ghana, you want to buy a house in Ghana, just check in the description of the video, you get my number, they reach me. If you want to book me for consultation, or if you want to buy a land or house in Ghana, you want someone to do due diligence for you, I'm available for that. My name is Imoru Sadat, and you're welcome to Business Trends Ghana. This is such an interesting story that we just haven't currently. Accra High Court has granted bail of 70,000 Ghana cedis to Imoru governor and 8 other protesters of the Stop the Galamsey protest that actually happened during this week. And to me, this is an interesting story. Now, first of all, I want you to know that I don't like to do politics and stuff, but some of the things you can't say you wouldn't do them because it affects you, whether you are political or not. Let's say I travel to Ashanti region, I go to one of the villages and they're going to serve me water. Are they going to ask me whether you are political or you're not political before they serve me water? No. They will definitely give me the water from the river bodies or whatever they can actually get their hands to. And if it happens that the water is bad, I'm also going to be suffering. They won't ask whether you are political or you are not political. Please, let us talk about these issues. But before we get into that, I want you to know that this entire thing of arresting people, remanding them, I don't know if I use the right terms, but them facing the court and finding them, to me, allegedly, I think it's a ploy to divert attention from the subject matter. The subject matter is stop the destruction of the farmlands and the water bodies and ensure that you do the work right if you are actually going to do it. And instead of actually getting the people who are involved in this Galamsey, the political people, the business people, those political parties, the DC, the chiefs, instead of them to be taking them to court to actually make them face the law. No, we are not actually concerned about that, but we are concerned about how people react to our actions. That to me is a place that I want us to pay attention to. If you arrest people because you believe that they have destroyed the cathedral fence, the fence that you did the cathedral project, that fence, they've destroyed it, they've gone to bath in the water body, and then you've arrested the people. Let's say they were engaged in violence, allegedly, they were engaged in violence. And they are getting arrested and facing the courts and paying a lot of money to it. How more the people who have destroyed our huge water bodies, our big farmlands, destroy our lands, and even the air we breathe, the water you drink, everything has been destroyed by these people. How more those people? Don't they also warrant? Don't they also qualify to be also jailed, to also made to face the law, remanded, and also probably jailed or fined? Don't they also qualify to be put in that situation? So instead of us handling the bull by the horns, we are rather doing something different. To me, it doesn't actually make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Another thing is that now that the people are fined, and then they are fined to pay 70,000 Ghana cedis, and with 2 sureties, and they have to appear in court, is it every week? That is what is said. But the question is, who is going to be paying these 70,000 Ghana cedis? 9 people were granted bail, and is it that each one of them is going to be calling their family, my family, I've gone to do Stop Galamsey, and I've been arrested. We are 9 people, and we are supposed to pay 70,000 Ghana cedis. Therefore, we want you to send, every person should send 10,000 or 8,000 Ghana cedis so that we can pay for that. Is that how it's going to be? Are they going to be calling their families to do that? Or there will be some political party somewhere that will be doing the payments, or a politician somewhere who will be making the payment on their behalf? And if that is actually true, Don't you see that though we are interested in stopping the Galamsey, we are interested in protecting our water bodies, we are interested in protecting our farmland, don't you think that on the other way you are being played to be acting on behalf of some politicians? It's something that is very dicey, and if you have to sit down and think about it, you have to measure the action you can take, even though you want to fight for a good cause. But on the other hand, you also have to look at yourself. Because if you are looking at these politicians that we are looking at, these big politicians, and who are in support of this protest, and those who are against it, if you look at these people, whenever we are going to protest, those people and the political parties, do you see their family members as part of the protesting squad? Do you see them play active roles? Do you see them actually engage? And do you understand what I'm trying to say? You don't see their kids there. You don't see their families there. They themselves just come there, spend 30 minutes, and then boom, they are gone. So when the reward comes later, who earns the rewards more? They are the same who gets the rewards more. So in the nutshell, it looks like some big politicians somewhere are seated at one side, and another politician are also seated at the other side, and just getting you the tonton to be fighting each other and tonton to be doing the work for them. And at the end of the day, when the reward comes, they are those going to be benefiting for it. And that is one of the reasons why we have to think about some of these things. If you admit that this is political or whatever it is, you don't have a problem. At the end of the day, it's still a good cause. Even if you join it, you can still join it and do the Galamsey. But if you are made to believe that this is not political, and you actually dedicate your life and everything to fight for it, and at the end of the day, you sit down and you realize that you are being played, that is quite disappointing. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you're a young guy, you are going into protest, once in a while, some of us will go in and join and do whatever it is. But you have to keep thinking, how active are you going to really put yourself in it other than just being present? How active are you really going to engage in this? So that you don't get played by the people who are supposed to do the right thing, and at the same time you also don't get played by people who are requesting things to actually be in their favor. Because when you look at these big people that are actually involved in this Galamsey, it's something that cannot be stopped, because the big person or the politician who is responsible for it himself is involved. The politicians from the high level to the low level, most of them are all involved, and it's quite disappointing. It's quite disappointing. Everyone is fighting for his personal gain. You look at the politicians, personal gain. The DC or the municipal, whatever it is, personal gain. The chiefs that are also responsible for the area, personal gain. The elders of the communities, that those things are actually personal gain. So you that you are going to fight today, what are you fighting for? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you fighting for a personal gain, or you are fighting for a national interest? This is very key. When you analyze at this thing, then you ask yourself whether to actually engage in it or not. And if you are engaging in it, then how or what level should you engage in it? Very active or mild? Just be present and go? How? You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is just an advice that we are quite disappointed at the government of Ghana for not handling this issue the right way. That's number one. Number two, we are very much disappointed at how things are actually going. Very disappointed. Some of us are not being political, but we are very disappointed the way at which the Galamsey is occurring, looking at our water bodies and then our farmlands, and it's so distracting. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell button so that you get notified whenever we post our new videos. If you want to buy land in Ghana, you want to buy a house in Ghana, check in the description of the video. You get a number and reach us. If you also want someone to handle your building project, we have a reputable company that is available to do that. If you want to book me for consultation, or you want me to do due diligence on a property you want to buy anywhere, whether land or house, I'm available for that. And you're welcome to Business Trends Ghana.
Subscribe to BTG Talking Business.